Hey everyone, it's Dan Levine, Artistic Director here at A.C.T. of Connecticut, and we are back.
Turn up, light the lights.
After 7 long months of what we like to call our extended intermission, A.C.T. of Connecticut is back. We actually haven't stopped working since the pandemic began. You may have seen some of our awesome virtual events, including our virtual gala, but right now, we are so excited to finally welcome you, our audience, back to A.C.T. of Connecticut. Now, as you know, the last 5 years is the first show of this season, our 3rd season, and we've worked so very hard with the state of Connecticut and with our union, Actors Equity Association, in order to be given permission to produce and present this musical. A.C.T. of Connecticut is honored that we are the first equity regional theater in the country to be approved by our union to produce and present a live, long-running indoor musical. And we were only given that permission because our safety and return plan is so detailed and comprehensive. Now, included in this plan are required weekly COVID tests for any staff, including anybody working on the last 5 years, 3 daily cleanings and sterilizations on all high-touch surfaces and shared spaces using a CDC-approved hospital-grade product. That's 3 times per day. Required use of masks and face shields, the addition of MERV filters to our HVAC system, as well as the addition of state-of-the-art UV air purifiers for extra air cleaning and circulation, foot poles on any doors requiring touching, weekly fogging of the entire building using an EPA-registered disinfectant, and the appointment of COVID-19 compliance officers to our A.C.T. staff. Now, when you come to A.C.T., things will look and feel just a little different, and that is so that we can make certain that we are bringing the community back together in a safe and responsible way. So what can you expect now that you have purchased a ticket to the last 5 years? Well, first of all, there will not be any more than 50 audience members per performance. While the state of Connecticut actually allows us to be at 50% audience capacity, that would be 90 people in our case, we're a 180-seat theater, we wanted to make sure that all individuals and groups who have purchased tickets have as much socially distant space between them as possible. That is, of course, 6 feet of space between families or groups, and so we have capped our audience at just 50 people. But don't forget, we have also been given special permission to live stream our production of the last 5 years, which means that anyone who wishes to see this incredible musical, whether in person at A.C.T. or from the comfort of your home, you will have the opportunity to do so. So if you've purchased in-person tickets, you can expect an email 1 week before your specific performance date, which will have all of A.C.T.'s policies and new procedures. 3 days before your specific performance date, you'll receive another email with a link to the playbill. We are doing virtual paperless playbills for this production. And then the day of your specific performance date, you will receive a link to your patron health screening survey. Now, this questionnaire will ask you a few simple questions regarding your health. It's very similar to the types of questionnaires that you must answer when visiting a doctor's office or even many of the local gyms and salons in and around Ridgefield. If you do not answer the survey via email, not to worry. One of our A.C.T. greeters will ask you the questions upon your arrival, but before you're allowed to enter the lobby. Answering the questionnaire at home via the email will just speed up the process for all patrons so that we can be sure to start the show on time. Now, once you pull into the parking lot at A.C.T., you'll notice that there will be green cones at every other parking space. This is so that we can socially distance your vehicle. We want to make sure that you always feel as though you have enough space, and we think that that starts the minute that you pull into the parking lot here at A.C.T. So there will not be another car parked directly next to yours. Once you are parked, you will go to the main doors of the theater, the front doors, where you will see a very large tent. There will be marks on the ground underneath the tent indicating where to stand in order to, of course, properly socially distance. Now, underneath this tent is where you will be asked those questions from the questionnaire survey if you did not already complete it via the email that you were sent earlier. Also, this is when your temperature would be taken digitally and quickly using these digital thermometers, which of course will never make contact with you. Once this very fast screening process is completed, you'll be asked to step inside the lobby of A.C.T. Oh, by the way, for those patrons who are interested in what we call our car concierge service, this will also be in the email that you will receive, and you can opt into this service. It's a totally free service, and what it does is allow you to get screened in your car, at your car window. Once you arrive to the theater, instead of having your temperature checked and the questionnaire done under the tent, if you'd like, an A.C.T. greeter will meet you at your car to complete that there, and then you'll be escorted right into the theater and taken directly to your seat. Again, this info will all be in the email, so please be sure to be on the lookout for that. Once you are in the lobby at A.C.T., you'll again notice marks on the floor indicating where to stand. This is to safely socially distance patrons as we begin seating you for the show. You'll notice that you and your family or group will be escorted privately into the theater, the actual auditorium, without any other group. And this is so that you don't have to get too close to others while we are seating you. So while the group ahead of you is being seated, you will have an opportunity to take a selfie at the A.C.T. Step and Repeat, and there'll also be some fun things to look at and to read while waiting for your turn to be seated. We anticipate the seating process to be very quick and very efficient, but we wanted to make sure that your lobby experience was fun as well. You'll notice that there are hand sanitizing stations throughout the building. Face shields and masks are required to be worn by all staff and patrons always. So if you happen to forget yours at home, not to worry, we've got a lot. Once seated in the theater, you will notice that there will be several empty seats around you. Again, this is for social distancing. And so we ask that you stay in your assigned seat in order to keep our 6 feet distance rule between groups. The theater is completely sterilized and sanitized before and after every single performance by a professional cleaning company. But if you want to personally wipe down your armrest or any surface, you absolutely can. And we have alcohol wipes and gloves upon request. We just want you to feel as safe and comfortable as possible, and do not hesitate to ask us for anything. Okay, now this is an important one. The last 5 years has no intermission, but it is just an hour and 20 minutes long. That means that we ask that you use the restrooms before the performance begins. Again, there is no intermission, but it's just 80 minutes long. If you do have to leave during the performance to use the restroom, you will most likely not be reseated with your group, and you will likely have to watch the remainder of the show from the lobby monitor. So please, we ask that you use the bathroom, if you have to, before the show begins. Just like in the lobby, the journey to the bathroom, that's a good title for a play. The Journey to the Bathroom. Where have you been? We've been waiting for days. I'm sorry, I've been on a long journey to the bathroom. The journey to the bathroom will also be a socially distanced one, with marks on the floor indicating where to stand. Once at the restroom doors, A.C.T.'s restroom attendant will indicate your turn to enter. The attendant will be cleaning each stall, sink, and surface between each patron's visit, all for your safety. We are so excited to be able to welcome you back to the theater. We have missed you so much, and we are just so happy to be back. It's hard to believe that we're only entering our 3rd season here at A.C.T. And while COVID has certainly put a pause on things, this community really knows how to rally. And the support that we have felt from you has truly been overwhelming. We are honored to be able to bring Broadway caliber theater to this town. And while we certainly have some new protocols, new guidelines, new structures, our passion and our commitment to the arts and to this community remains exactly the same. I hope that this video helps to take away any anxiety about returning to the theater. And remember, if you're just not ready, we have been granted very special permission to live stream our production of the last 5 years each night, so you don't have to miss out. Thanks so much for watching, and we can't wait to see you.